Having all kinds of technical difficulties today. Just noticed I left my clippers outside. It frosted. I got to get out and check out my poor little lemon tree. But let's get back to this. This is my planting trees lessons learned. Hopefully this time uninterrupted. Lesson number 1, I've made this one. Plant below the graft union. I have made the grand mistake. Here's my example of a young tree, a bare root tree. The graft union is right here where you see that the scion, which is the tree that you want, is connected to the rooting stock, say a stronger, hardier tree, but one that maybe doesn't produce the best fruit. Anyway, the graft union connects those two together, and you can tell it there'll be a little knob there where those two things grew together. Anyway, you need to plant below that, and I made the mistake of either covering it up or possibly planting right up to it, which when adding mulch and stuff, it covered it up. Bad news, don't make that mistake. Number 2, don't plant too deep. I've done that too, and I just realized that, and I'm heartbroken by it. But you locate where the main branches are coming off of the trunk, and you about want to plant at the soil level there. What I did was I planted mine way, way, way too deep. Anyway, don't do that. Number 2A, don't let the roots circle the tree and spread the roots out. I've been kind of slack because I don't think of everything when I'm planting the tree. When you're putting the tree roots down, you want to spread them out to give them a great foundation. So, you know, these are the legs for the tree. So put them in a good position to help the tree be sturdy. And then also, especially if you buy a tree in a pot, like right there, I just planted that grape the other day out of a pot. There's the pot right there beside it. That is my Carlos muscadine grape. Anyway, but what I didn't do is I didn't prune the roots. So while it was in that pot, some of those roots could have started circling around. Now, I'm not that concerned about my Carlos grape. In fact, I don't need it to be that vigorous because, you know, anyway, I don't care how healthy it is. I'm not going to dig that back up. But that was a mistake. I should have pruned, hey, darling, I should have pruned the roots, and I did not. But I highly recommend that you do some research on that. Item number 3. Research each tree. There are some depth variations. There's every little tree has its own unique preferences. You definitely want to research each tree. Number 4, dig a $10 hole for a $5 plant. I have come to learn so far, I'm still learning, that means dig twice as wide as the root ball and dig to the bottom of the root, where I think I may have been trying to even dig down deeper to create more space for the roots to go down. You really want to encourage the roots to go out. And again, there's this theme and risk of planting trees too deep. Anyway, so there's that. Some say use native soil. A lot of people say add amendments. Other people say don't do that. So again, I'd research it. And last but not least, Comfrey border. I highly recommend it. I was afraid at first because Comfrey can spread, but I use Bot 14. You don't have to be afraid. It does not spread. And I'm going to take you on a quick field trip. I'm going to show you where I have planted about 3 feet from the trunk and how it kind of creates a watering well. Come on. Oh, let's go check this out. Come on, Jaja girl. This might be it for us today. We were in the yard all day yesterday. Oh my goodness, it got frosty. My poor lemon tree. I need to go check on my lemon tree. But I did a lot of work yesterday. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my goodness, look at my Comfrey. But here's a good example. And see where I've pulled. Okay, here's some positive things about this. I pulled some Comfrey from there and there. I've got 3 Comfrey plants. And I pulled it and dropped it. And you can see I've kind of created a little bit of a watering well, a little bit of a ledge around it. These kind of trees can handle a lot and lots of water, so the watering well was definitely a great idea. But if these poor little Comfrey plants weren't frosted out, they'd be quite stately looking. They're a pretty plant. They're free mulch. And the trees that had the comfrey around it, oh my gosh, the soil was 10 times better. So I am sold on Comfrey. I'm not afraid anymore. I got the Bach 14. I've been, oh look at, here's a beautiful one. Now look at this one. Look at this. Get my mess. Look at that gorgeousness. Look at that gorgeousness. Now what's that? Okay. I was like, please don't tell me that's where a root came off of the tree. I'm having all sorts of mistakes happen. I just want to break my heart. But see, these I have not cut yet, see? So these are 3 comfrey. They can get up to like 4 feet, I think, these Bach 14. Mine are just babies. But this tree is extremely happy. It got a good planting, but I don't like how it grew. Let's not talk about that. Let me go check out my lemon tree. See? You can kind of see from the top. Everything's just going around and around. Look at that. So I've rinsed off the roots. Let me untangle. This is how I should do it in the beginning from the get-go. So I've got several trees that I planted last year. I probably need to dig them up and baby up on them some. Maybe even my medlar tree. Might move that. Just try. I'm doing some transplanting. It is, I think, December 1st. Unfortunately, or fortunately, at least I've discovered what I've done wrong. I did not research well enough how to plant trees when I bought them. And I'm sure my food forest is a big mess. I've probably got roots circling around each other. I don't know how much effort I really went through to spread the roots out. But look at this poor thing. Look at how the roots, let me get over here in the sunshine. See how the roots are going round? That's going to kill it. It'll croak out. So I dug up everything and now I'm soaking it. I'm going to replant it. Elderberries, and I didn't know this when I planted it, they like to be a little bit low in the ground because they love water. So I've got that with a little bit of a, you know, basin in it. Not much, but let me get to work on this, untangling all those roots and pruning the roots back, and hopefully I haven't killed my elderberry. And I'm so sorry. This is what, the 4th time I've moved you? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Things are going to get better around here. Okay, let me get to work on it. Poor thing. I decided to come dig up my trees. I'm in the front yard. This is my persimmon. See where the root flare is? It's right there. And I had it planted about right. But look at the mess. This came in a container. Look at these. They're going to go round and round and round. So I should have spread all these roots out instead of just plopping what I bought into the ground. So now I'm going to mess with that and replant it. I'm somewhat saddened by all this, but that's okay. I'm fixing it. I called it early. It really got frosty last night. Let me just flip-flop over here. I guess it's time to put up the flip-flops. Oh, gosh. But, well, this is appropriate background music for this. When you plant trees, when you have deer, look at what this did to my apple tree. These deer came over. You can see that's where one little branch got snipped off. Here's where another little branch got snacked off. That little branch got snacked off. And I really don't know if I should just kiss it goodbye. I guess all the background noise, maybe that's telling me my answer. We don't even want to start here, do we? This is my black twig. It's probably so dead. Well, see, they stripped it. They came through and stripped it. They just, like, used it as a toothpick or something. Let's just stop here. Now, I need to, I guess, cover up. I'm praying that now, have they snacked off that too? This is my persimmon, the little turkey. Okay, 1, 2, they've gotten 3 of my persimmon. You need to protect your trees if you plant where there's deer. I should just stick with my backyard, shouldn't I? Got the sniffles. But this is my medlar tree. This is my maroon medlar. And I learned a little bit late after planting all these trees that the graft here, you definitely should plant below the graft. And I knew that. But I didn't realize that you're supposed to, hey, Jaja girl, you're supposed to locate, and it's kind of hard to see it with the glare, the big root coming off. So there's one right there. And then see all these little ones growing up at the top? I'm going to click some of those. And I don't want them all, see, and I didn't even check the roots that well to see if they're, I should pull it out and look at the roots better. Let me try this one more time before this poor little thing dies. This is my medlar tree. I planted it all the way up to here. You can see the little baby hairs, not baby hairs, little roots starting to grow. That's where I planted it too deep. This is the graft union. You want to stay a few inches down, and furthermore, when you get the tree, you want to make sure you locate where the main tree, I don't know if this is picking up, where the main stem comes off the branch. See? And see where some, see how deep I had it planted? That's where some baby, some roots were coming out. I don't want roots here. I want that to be clean. So I've cut my roots and reestablished this down here. So let me get this thing planted before it starts carrying on and croaking out on me. But I'm going to finish cutting the rest of these off to get it back to a clean stem. Uh-oh, there's a big one coming off there. Hold on, let me dig it up. I can't believe, hey, Jaja, we're hanging out under the shade here. Cannot believe that I discovered what a mistake I made in planting trees, and I come out here and in my rush make the same mistakes. I just did a video with my medlar tree showing how I should have planted it along with all these other trees the first time, because I didn't spread the roots out well, and I may have the poor little roots wrapping around one another, and then I may have to live with that, or my tree may have to the rest of its poor life. So I'm going to dig this up and make sure I did it right. Might as well. This is what I get for not paying attention. I'm out here taking pictures and things are just blowing by me. I better, oh, there's hair in my mouth. Oh my, oh, let me wrap this up. I was doing my, okay, see all these leaves? I put all the leaves in here at my little first pear tree, chopped down some comfrey, so hopefully all that will not blow off. Hey, gorgeous, it's wild. It's wild. Anyway, so I put some there. I've put some leaves at most of the trees in the back. And then, hey, wild kitty. And then let me just get this really quick. And then I think I have wrapped up a I Love Comfrey video. Let's see, this is year 5. And I didn't really jump into Comfrey early on. Then I discovered it. Then I was warned about it. Okay, here's a good one. Oh my gosh, stuff is blowing. Ah, it's stuck on me. Trying to wrap this up. Oh, okay. Okay. But here is one of the trees I have planted. Look at all, now this is one tree that did not get any leaves, but I'll get around to that. Look at all that crabgrass I have to fight down, and I will. But you can see I've got kind of like a horseshoe in the back of Comfrey, so I can kind of work it from the front. And it's really kind of, hey sugar, it's kind of a garden setup for a keyhole garden. Research that, because what I can do is possibly even put one more plant on each side. In fact, there is a Comfrey plant, so this will finish up and I will have a keyhole garden here. Hey gorgeous. But this video is about the Comfrey. This is the Bach 14 Comfrey. Oh gosh, stuff is flying around. This is the Bach 14 Comfrey. It will not spread. I hear rumors that it gets like, you know, 3 and 4 feet high. I've never seen mine get that high, but I've been harvesting mine. You're supposed to give it about a year to get established, but I started harvesting it immediately. But this is probably a good video so you can see what a mess of crabgrass I have growing. And so by next year, hopefully, this little tree, and which one are you? You're one of my no, Kent's trees, I think. And we're right beside the little big fig. I'm thinking about naming him Newton fig tree. And so we'll check on you next year, but that's my Comfrey. I think it looks fine. I love it. It's got a lot of benefits. It mines the soil. It green mulch. Wait a minute. I need to do this. Border. This is my crab apple, and we won't look at that. Didn't grow so well, but look at my crab apple. It is happy in there. It's planted well. Oh my gosh, stuff is blowing everywhere. I gotta go.